hide, but you can't run.
Yo, what's going on everybody? My name is Khoro. Welcome to a brand new video. Today we are talking more on Hide or Die and the whole situation surrounding it and kind of what's come of the game, as it did look very promising and I was really looking forward to getting my hands on it, and one of these days I was just gonna hop on and just play the game for a bit, and that's when I was met with some pretty disappointing news. So we're gonna go over all of that stuff and we're gonna look at the future of Hide or Die, where it might have gone wrong, and what we can expect to see in the future. So when speaking about the development of Hide or Die, it has a quite rocky history. So this game had a lot of hype surrounding it, with people like Ninja even reacting to the game, saying it's an insane concept and that it looks really good, and he had a lot of positive things to say about the game and the genre. This immediately got a lot of people's attention on the game, and like myself, a lot of people did back this game on Kickstarter, hoping to jump on the train and get early access to what looked like a groundbreaking horror game. Fast forward to about December in 2018 and we received news that the team is going dark. The team just didn't post any updates whatsoever. They were still fairly active in their Discord, but not really with updates. They were answering questions and just talking generally, but when it came to updates and info and any new, news information about this game, it was radio silence. This probably put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, as you know, supporting on Kickstarter, you kind of expect an inside scoop on the development of the game. Of course, you want your fans to be engaged with the development process to try and make the best game that you can, because after all, they are the people who made this possible. So April of 2019 came around and they announced that they were coming back from this dark period. No longer would they be silent about updates, and information would be resumed and posted to the community to see, and we also got a lot of new information. This huge update to the game was known as the Overhaul and gave us a lot of information about beta testing, a rough release date area, as well as a bunch of new information on things like the map, some more screenshots, and they also put AI in the game to help fill the gaps between encounters with the hunters and other survivors, which I thought personally was a really great choice, especially with the size of the map. So we got a huge look with the Overhaul update into pretty much how the game was going to function. Progression systems, cosmetic items, hunters, survivors, all the backer information for those who put money into the Kickstarter project. We all got information on pretty much everything, and it was a pretty overall positive time. People were happy that they were back to kind of showing us what they'd been working on, and it seemed like over the 5 months they have done a lot of work. Along with giving us the area of the release date, we also got new information on a roadmap, and I mean, coming from a game like Friday the 13th, roadmaps are very promising, but well, I have very bad luck with these roadmaps, as Friday the 13th was pretty much cancelled, and we'll get into what happened to the Hide or Die roadmap. But anyways, this roadmap looks really promising. Of course, it isn't a ton of content only because it is the 2019 roadmap, so I'm sure they would evaluate and assess everything and see if a 2020 roadmap was in store. There's a lot of new killers, classes, weapons, overall just assets and items to the games that would be new content, and it all looked really promising. And this brings us all the way until the actual launch of the game and the initial reaction.
I live inside my own world of make-believe.
So Hide or Die launched into early access on Steam on August the 1st. I didn't get to play it a whole lot myself because I was working quite a bit during the summer, getting ready for school and such, so I didn't have a ton of time to actually play the game in full extent. But from the matches I was able to play, I could tell that the game had a lot of early issues with the core fundamental parts of the game. Not only was the game pretty much riddled with bugs throughout, it seemed almost empty and lifeless, and that is not what you're gonna want with an open world horror game. You want to build suspense in any way possible, but having one or two killers running around a large map, it just didn't do enough for the game as far as the horror aspect. On top of this, there was a lot of balancing issues. The killers were so incredibly overpowered, being able to pretty much two-shot every survivor that they run into, while the survivor could riddle just loads and loads of bullets into this killer and seemingly do nothing. This was a clear issue at the start, and they addressed it as any game company would, and they said they were working on it. So the game was a little rocky, of course, with its start, and so the overall reaction was pretty negative. But with that being said, the Kickstarter was such a success that I think people were able to forgive the game. There was a lot of dedicated fans to Hide or Die, and they really enjoyed the whole aspect of the game. I mean, it was something new, and that's what got me originally interested in it. Up to this day, I have not put money in another Kickstarter, and I hadn't before that. So in order to get me to put money down for a game that hasn't even come out yet, obviously they're doing something right. They came out with a statement kind of explaining the situation and why the servers have been shut down temporarily. A lot of people were really interested with this game. A lot of people liked this game a lot. And so just not having enough players after launch is not really the road you want to go down. So they pretty much decided to just move forward and start working on creating a more refined experience of the game and kind of just narrowing it down, as well as really overhauling and upgrading the progression system so that players have a reason to play this game. So the overall reaction to this message was pretty negative. A lot of people felt betrayed. A lot of people saw this as an example of why you shouldn't put money into Kickstarters. But honestly, I personally think this is a good thing for this game, for the horror community, and for Vec4 Digital, who created this game. Hide or Die, like I said, was a really promising game, and it just didn't come out as expected. Overall, I just think it's really good that they took responsibility. So of course, it's not all bad for this game. Hide or Die does still have potential. So in conclusion, I probably won't have any more, anything else to say about this game until we get some more news and information on its second coming, I guess. I have a lot of high hopes for this game. I always did, and I hope it doesn't disappoint. But yeah, that's my opinion, guys. And as always, I would love to know yours down below in the comment section. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.